Hello everybody, welcome back to Minecraft on the Block. This is the Krafters FTB server, Minecraft FTB server, and I just want to show you, it's about an hour and a half after the last time that we were talking, and some interesting things have happened. Now, it's starting to fall. This number here, just a few minutes ago, was up to 15,000 watts. Now it's pretty steady at 9,000 watts. It's running these two engines at what I have to guess is full power. This thing is cranking through. It's actually gaining power faster than the output. So you can, well, that's not true right now. It seemed like it was true a few minutes ago. So I think the power is actually falling now. I just thought that was interesting. I wanted to show. So yeah, I mean, you can tell that the wattage is hovering around 9,000, but it's definitely dropping as a whole, and so is the volts. Okay, so let me go look up here and see what's going on. It's interesting because I probably should get rid of one of those engines. I left the system AFK for about, so I converted back to this, as you can see, and this thing is now full, but so this is the volts, right? This is how many volts I think are going through, because when this is at 100, you get 100 volts or more. And when it's down here, you're at 50. Yeah, and it's dropping, and you can see that the battery itself is not discharging because it doesn't, I guess it doesn't need to yet. But anyway, I'm still not 100% sure how all this works, but I do know that these were at 100 and now they're dropping. So they're at, that thing's at 86 right now at this point. And so that, I think the system is not going to be able to sustain the output that it has right now. I think it's going to eventually, yeah, it's starting to drop even now. What I was going to do is hook up a couple more engines and just see what kind of behavior we got. But anyway, I just thought that was really interesting. So I've done some more research and looking at it. It looks like it just takes people have said that these wires have probably somewhere between 60 and, let's see, does this sound right? Between 60 and 100 watts of capacitance. So internal capacitance or whatever it was that I called it. I can't remember now. But anyway, meaning that these I think have like 1 and these have 100 or something like that. But anyway, the point is that these take up a lot less power in the system than these do. Now, when both of these engines are running at full speed like this, I think it's just draining the system quicker. And so the system was pretty well pressurized, and this number got up to like 12. So yeah, it's actually pretty amazing how well that was working. Now, what I wanted to do was take this out. Oh, by the way, I got a pick. It's a Fortune 3 Efficiency 3, Unbreaking 3 Efficiency 3 Silk Touch 1. I got it at level 20, which I thought was pretty stinking good for a level 20 pick. I left it back because I didn't want to use it right now. But anyway, I'm going to get rid of this engine and see what happens. I would almost expect, yeah, see, it's really draining the system now. So, I mean, when it was fully charged, I went AFK for, like I said, about an hour and a half probably. And when I did that, when the system was fully charged, it was like unbelievable. This number, the wattage number was up to like 15,000, like I said, and it was at 100 volts. So it was really cranking. And when it was really cranking, this number was outpacing. So it was producing lava while still generating power, which was perfect. If you could get this number fully charged, right? If this number could get up to 24,000, this would be 20 millijoule per tick output. So it's pretty amazing. Yeah, you can see it's climbing pretty well now, but nothing like it was. Now the question is, how long will the system sustain this level? So we're at 75 volts, which means at this point, I'm guessing that our batteries are starting to drain. Let's go see if that's true. Anyway, I was just excited to show you, so I wanted to jump back in. I can't leave it. I have something else I do want to show you though, too. Yeah, so the battery should be draining, yep. And the battery is draining, and these are going to even out, so it's going to start pulling out of the battery to keep the system charged. And yeah, that's what's going to happen. So I think in this one, This one might not have that problem yet. Yeah, so it's using that first. Well, no, they're all starting to drain a little bit. So it's basically just trying to keep the system charged. And I think it was the two engines that did it to me. I think that having both of them pull full power was too much. So what I'm going to actually do, believe it or not, I'm going to set up another wind turbine. Wind turbine, I guess. I shouldn't call it a turbine. It's not headwear, but it's a wind turbine, and I'm going to set up another one and see if that helps, because I want to just be able to see what one engine will do at totally full capacity, just cranking through. If I could keep the system at around 100 volts, and I guess at that point it would be somewhere between like 5 and 10,000 watts, because now it's just continually dropping. And I don't know if having the motor running, maybe I should turn the motor off. That would help recharge. I think what I'll do is, yeah, you can see, this thing is even now at this level, it's cranking through. So we would need to, we're going to have to get an MFSU or something, at least another MFE, if we're going to test it. So I think what I'll do is kill this, kill that motor. This thing will basically get up to, it's going to get pretty close to the 600,000 limit, especially once this lava dumps in. And then I'm going to see if the system will recharge itself. And then I'm going to try to run it with a single engine and see if I can get something to run at basically full capacity. And if that doesn't do it, then I'll set up the third one of these and see if that'll do it. Because I feel like if I could get anywhere near what we're seeing right there, I could keep up with EU with quite a bit of EU usage. And I think I'm going to use millijoule usage anyway for these, like this, right? The powered furnace and the pulverizer. So I think that's my plan right now. Yeah. So anyway, sorry, man, my throat is just all out of whack. So this is totally drained, this battery. And let's see what this one looks like. Yeah, it's getting there. And so is that one. That one's more than halfway. So what I understand the case to be is once you get the system charged with these cables, you're fine. You don't have to, it doesn't cost any more to keep it charged with these cables than it does with the other ones. I don't know if that's true or not. It kind of feels like that's not true. I must be misunderstanding something because it drained the system pretty quick, but that just could be because those things are using 1,000 watts a second or whatever it is, and the system just can't keep up with it. So it may not be able to keep up with even one, which is kind of what it looks like. So anyway, I'm going to go, let me show you one other thing though. That up there is the key. I don't know if you guys can tell what that is. That is the key to everything that's going on here right now. This is a chunk loader, and let's do the show lasers thing. This is kind of cool. So check out the radius. It's got the little green laser points to the middle of the chunk. So this block here is the center of this chunk that we're in. And then it's doing 10 chunk radius. Is that what I set it for? Yeah, you can set that. So a total of 361 chunks. It's a 10 chunk radius, and it shows you just how far it goes. Isn't that cool? So you can see the radius of what's being loaded. And I put it at 10 chunks so that it would load our miner inside the mountain, which I think it's just getting. So anyway, that's pretty cool. And you can set this thing to square or circular or whatever, and you can plus minus the chunk radius. So that's really handy. This thing was, let's see, not super expensive, but the only problem was I only had one ender pearl, so I can't even make another one right now, but I could go hunting enderman. So it's basically an enchanting table and gold ingots and an ender pearl. So it's not super cheap, but it's not too expensive if you're to the point where you want to keep chunks loaded. That's a pretty good option. I haven't really noticed any major degradation in performance, although things have gotten a little, especially after leaving it AFK with all that power, I think, in the system, or trying to generate all that power in the system. So I'm not exactly sure what to expect of this thing. It's climbing back up, so once it hits 90, it will start actually charging that battery, and when it gets to that point, it should be, yeah, it's at 81 volts right now is what's coming through. What's over here? Yeah, about 81. So I'm guessing that's probably about the way it works is that's just the at any given time, the average is what it is in the whole system. So this should be something like 81, yeah, 82. So we don't have a lot of wind right now, but it seems like wind also goes by day. Like the wind is, ouch, I gotta stop with that. Stop. Okay. Yeah, like it just, it determines the wind for a day, and then that's the wind that you get for that day, I believe. I don't know that for a fact, but that's what I've read. Let's turn off these lasers. And I just put it up there because I didn't want to have any chance of creepers blowing it up. Okay, so I'm going to I've been just harvesting string every chance I get, so I'm close. You need 4.5 stacks of string to get yourself going with one of these, not to mention the copper and stuff that it requires. So I'm going to do that. Let's see, what else was I going to do? I think that's it. So yeah, I'm gonna do probably some mining and stuff while the system gets recharged. I'm kind of anxious to get some more diamonds, just cause I got this pick. Let me show you this pick since I'm over here. It's like I never want to use it. Efficiency 3, Unbreaking 3, Silk Touch 1. That's a pretty good pick for a if it had a fortune on it instead of a Silk Touch, it'd be awesome. But for a level 20 pick. All right. I mean, I've gotten efficiency 3s for 26, so yeah, they're cranking away now. I'm just going to let it go. You can always, well, you can't. You can always sleep through a night if you don't like the wind, and if you do like the wind, you let it go until the next day so that you can take advantage of good wind days. But anyway, so this is starting to look cool. I think if we get another one, I'm thinking if I put up another one, I'm going to put it in the front, or maybe in the back, like right behind those two, kind of midway between them, and have the third one so that'll kind of look cool from all angles. That's my current thinking, although I'm just not sure. But that's it. So I will return momentarily. All right, guys, I'm back. Did a lot of mining in the meantime while this was loaded. I actually ended up changing this chunk loader to only load a radius of 3, which is like, I don't know. Well, let's go look. Not very much, because it was getting pretty laggy, block lag and stuff. So 25 total chunks versus 310. So could have used a chunk loader over there, though, apparently. All right, so I think the system is now charged. Went and got another pick. I used up that one. Well, actually, it was just a efficiency 3. I kept this one around. It was an efficiency 3 Fortune 2, and I used it on my last mining trip, and it yielded 12 diamonds, and so I went ahead and made another one, and this is what I'd rather have. Although, I mean, I'm not complaining. I'd rather have a Fortune with it as well. But I can just take my fortune pick. If I'm going to get anything less, I want unbreaking and efficiency. I'd rather just have efficiency. I just like it to go quickly. Anyway, so yeah, we're at 0 amps, 0 watts because nothing's being pulled on the system, and we're at 10,000 volts. So that means the system is fully charged, right? And this should be at, 109 volts and 0 watts, right? So everything is charged. Batteries are all sitting at 100%. Now, and those are stopped because there's nothing for them to do, which is really nice, so they don't waste your power. So over here, we should be able to start up the engine, and it should be sitting at, it's going to be getting a ton of watts to start with. So let's watch it. You can see them climbing by about 1,000, 6,000, 7,000, almost 8,000, almost 9,000, 10, 11, almost 12, 13, 14, 15, 16,000 watts. If we could keep that going, we could run 16 engines. But we can't. And you can see that the volts are slowly going down. 98, 97. That's our problem. Whoops. That's our problem right there. This thing's going to be cranking. Yeah, I mean, it's producing, and it's still gaining way faster than it ever was. When this gets all the way to the top, if it does, we'll be pulling 20 millijoules, microjoules, Minecraft joules, whatever, and producing a lot of lava. I'm tempted to try this thing's, I mean, this is going to start wasting energy, so I'm going to need to go get an MFE. But I just want to really observe the system more than anything. Back down to 15,000, 14,000. It's kind of leveled out right there. That would be awesome if it did. I mean, this would be plenty. One motor would do everything we needed for now. Still climbing, but not as fast, right? Still climbing while working, but not quite as fast as it was before. And I think the higher, it's going to have to equalize, because if it gets too high, it'll be pulling more per tick. And when it's pulling more per tick, then it's going to be using more. So we're right at that kind of like level spot, which would still be okay, I think. If we could stay above 8,000 in here, we could be constantly making lava. So this thing just started generating. This thing is full. I guess at the very least I should charge the stuff I've got on me. Wow. Yeah, I mean, did it just put another? Yeah. Oh, and maybe that thing will just sit. Maybe it won't start using it until it can. That might be right. So it will just get full before it starts using the lava that's in there. So that would be cool. But let's go check and see what the system looks like. So I have enough string to make that third windmill, but I want to see if it's necessary first. I mean, it's going to be necessary for sure, but yeah, see, it's dropping. We're at 83, hovering around 88. So I think to keep this thing really cranking, let's see, I bet this is just barely keeping up. If it is, it's not. See, now it's dropping. It's pulling more than it's producing. So I'm tempted to just let it go and see what happens while I go build. I think what I'll do is build an MFSU. Do I have what I need for an MFSU? I believe I do. Unless they changed it drastically. All I need is an MFE, which I've got. Advanced machine block, I can get that. I can get these easy, especially since you can use energy crystals. You can use rubies, which I've got a couple stacks of at this point. Hovering around 85. I mean, that would still be okay. It's hovering around 10,119 amps. That's not bad. If it kept that going, well, we know I can't hook another engine up without overloading the system. So, I mean, that's not bad, but it's still not producing enough to keep on the positive side here. And that's really what we need. We need this thing to constantly be working high. One thing I was going to say is, like, if we put, for instance, if we put cobblestone in, it's going to take twice as much. It takes around 8,000 to produce this. I think it takes more than that, maybe 16,000 or something like that, or even more. I don't know, to process cobblestone, which is what we're doing over in the miner. So yeah, I mean, it's cranking, and this thing is producing power even though we don't want it to. I wish it would just be sitting on lava. Maybe it will. I don't think so. I think it's operating, and that means we're in trouble. So let me do two things. I think I'm going to create another windmill, and is it nighttime? And they're just kind of... See, the other interesting thing is... Hey. I'm going to have company in a minute. The other interesting thing is that they weren't really operating. And so, I mean, these things, the faster they operate, the more they can keep up with the demand, I think. I mean, because they have to recharge the system, right? So, all right, let's go look at the wattage again real quick. I just want to see where we're hovering. I'm going to leave it go while I make that other stuff. I don't know what kind of time we're on in this episode, but yeah, I see it's dropping. Stinging spiders. It's dropping. It's around 80 now. So I need one more. I need really, apparently, if this is going to be the case, I need 3 of them to keep one of these engines really fully operating. I don't know if that's the math behind it, but that seems to be what's actually happening. The other thing that I was thinking, although I really don't think it matters once you get the system charged and you can keep up with the demand. But the other thing, and maybe what we need is more bat boxes, right? Maybe we need, an array of bat boxes up there to keep up with a demand when it decides to pull a lot of power. I don't know. But what I was going to say is, I've thought about maybe shortening the system. What if I took all of this back over there so that I could take out like a stack. I could take out like probably 50 pieces of cable in this transistor and just used gold pipe, conductive pipe. I wonder if that, because I mean, it's very lossless. I could run it all the way over there. I mean, I could just, because I'm not going to be using much, well, yet, I'm not going to be using much red power here at the factory or at the Pro Factory processing plant. So maybe it's worth just bringing Buildcraft power over here. Maybe that would help the system, would be easier for it to keep up, but I'm going to play with it and see. So I'll be right back. All right, guys, I'm back over here. I went ahead and made a bunch of stuff. I got a kinetic generator and I left the turbine. I'll have to go get it. Anyway, this thing is gaining power, but kind of slowly, not super fast. It basically filled this thing up, so it can't do anything else. I got an MFSU ready to go, which took a lot more than I remembered. There's a lot to it. Excuse me. And then medium voltage transformer, low voltage transformer stuff. I don't know how I'm going to configure this thing exactly yet, but anyway, I wish you could pick these things up charged like you can the battery boxes from Red Power. That's awesome. Anyway, this thing is getting up there, and I wanted to show you this. The network has been running for quite a while, and it's pretty consistently at 68.38. So that's basically where we stabilized. 2,700 watts, 68.4. I feel like, I mean, it's supposed to be pulling a max of 1,000 watts. Maybe that's not right though. Maybe that's like the minimum for one, I don't know, for the 1 millijoule per tick thing. I don't really know, but it's okay. It's running all right. So I'm going to set up the second turbine and we'll see what happens with that. I'm guessing that we're going to see that the batteries are completely drained and that the batteries are completely drained and they're sitting at about 60 volts. Yep, they're completely drained and they're sitting at about 60 volts. So that makes sense. It's all starting to, well, I don't know if it's making sense to me. I'm starting to be able to predict some things. I don't think it makes sense. It's just that I'm starting to understand exactly what's going on a little bit more. I'm starting to understand what to expect. So I'm going to put the other one, it's not going to be completely symmetrical. I'm going to get rid of some of this and put it over here. Got to cover some of this up anyway. It's just a hazard. I got creepers and crap coming out of here all times of the day, so it's not good to have it around. And I'll run, you know what else I have to make is some transformers. So I'll go do that. I need to make one more transformer to run into this. Do I have enough? I might need some more 10K wire, although all I need is some wool. So I'm going to have to find a better way to, like, that thing, I think it's pretty cool looking. I need a better way for that to be on top of the building, like a nice, like a little antenna or something would be kind of cool. So anyway, I thought I was closer than I am, but I'm not. So I'll be right back. All right, guys, I think I'm prepared, except for that it's going to be night soon, but I take a drink. Man, excuse me. I just cannot get rid of this phlegmy throat. Do I have anything in here I need? Not right this second. Okay, so there's the other tower. Let's go take a look real quick. The third tower. Hopefully this is the one that does it. So I didn't like exactly measure it, but it's pretty decent. So this is going to turn out to be the power station. I'll probably wall it up and put a little building out here to hold stuff. This will kind of be the Red Power working place because we can always just come here and tap into this and get ourselves some power. I also went ahead and utilized one of the bat box that was right here for up there because I forgot I was going to need one. I think it's probably a better idea anyway, although I don't know, which means I really didn't need another voltage transformer. But we can use one of those. We could pull voltage transformer off and put a bat box right here and then use this for like a testing area or whatever for different stuff. But let's go up. I wanted to show you guys the placing of the machines. I think it's fun, so hopefully you guys think it's fun too. Okay, so where's our... Maybe I don't have it on me. There it is, kinetic generator. Okay. There's our kinetic generator. And I know I had the sail. There it is. There's the sail. And I believe it's already attached. No, it's not. There we go. And this thing has been picked up and placed a couple of times, and it's interesting. I guess as a machine comes online, That's what happens, but it's getting charged again, which this thing isn't even moving. And it's, well, so it's just, it's doing that thing. It's doing the like equalization thing. So power kind of swishes around in the system. It's really interesting. It's an interesting way of modeling things. So sounds like our washing machine just about took off. Happens periodically. I'm cheap. I don't want to get a new washing machine. So our washing machine is like on its last legs. Anyway, okay. So we got a little bit of wind. This is going to start spinning up. While it's doing that, I want to go see what this looks like. We'll see it with the sunset. Nice. I mean, it's pretty good. It's not perfect, but I did pretty decent placement. So we got 3 different heights. I just think it's fun. These are like my favorite. This is, I mean, it's a lot of bang for your buck. It's a statement. You know what I mean? Like this power plant will be seen from everywhere. We can see it from our mine. If we build, you know, that far over there, which we definitely will for, you know, various things, somewhere in this big plain is going to be our main skyscraper village town thing, which I haven't forgotten about. I know somebody probably think I have forgotten. Let's go ahead and sleep. And get this show on the road. So I keep going back and forth. I keep coming to this texture pack. I really do like the I really do like that Sortex texture pack, but this one just always draws me back. Okay, the Sortex would be really good for building, and we'll check things out in that texture pack from time to time. But all right, let's go place our MFSU and stuff as well. So let's see. This makes me nervous messing with this stuff. It's so expensive and hard to make. That should be good. All right, let's go. I'm not sure what we're at for time, so I may stop and check on that. But all right, so this thing's basically full. This thing's full. So what would be the right approach? I guess to put it right there, I could just leave this thing until it gets drained, but I could put the MFSU right there, and then it would be prepared to output. And I could theoretically put another geothermal generator right there with another one of these things if in the future we decide to do that. Is this a good idea? MFSU there, medium voltage, low voltage, and then out to the machines. And that would come out of the floor right where? Any problem with that? That's okay. Actually, it's perfect. I wanted to come out next to these posts, which is actually where I was going to come out with the other if I came out and up. So that works out perfect. We can go right up this post. And I could even build a little enclosure for that if we wanted, although the pipe looks so cool that I probably won't. So I think what we're going to do is we're going to go... Oh, man, I'm always afraid to blow things up. MFSU. And it's going to start getting power right away. Yep, because this thing's got a lot of power to give. And then medium voltage transformer. So let's see. Let's get our bat pack in place. Get our drill. So we want the green side. Crap, I'm stuck. We want the green side to be up. That's going to be our out. Into the red side of this. I believe that's correct. I need to be able to jump. Except I can't. So I believe if we pull the red side up and then send it down. Is that correct? And then I guess this will tell us because this thing will blow up if not. So I think we want send that down. There we go. And I believe that's correct. I guess we could tell by putting a piece of copper cable on it. For now, I'm not going to worry about it. Really, my biggest concern is getting the power in here and not wasting it. So that's good. That's a good setup. And then we can't use hole covers, but what we can do is surround this, the outside of this, and then like corners on that. We can almost make it look like a cover, and then the pipe can come up if we decide to do that. In the meantime... that looks pretty stinking sweet anyway. So I'm going to leave it. Let's see. Okay. Now, you know what? Well, I'm just going to go ahead and pick this up. Since I'm carrying all the rest of them around, I was just leaving it there so I didn't have to carry it around, but it doesn't really matter. All right. So now, the question is, what's the system look like? It's going up. See, the volts are going up. That means that it's getting, it thinks it's about fully powered. I should go check on the time real quick. Hold on. I just wanted to see how much mess around time we had. Not a lot. We're already at 30 minutes. So they're all spinning pretty good. They should basically all be, yeah, they're all very close, I think, to full capacity. Let's go look here. Battery's full, and we're getting really close to full on the... All right, let me let... It's going... It's kind of fluctuating. It's going down again. Back up. Let me let this thing get completely full, and then we'll go turn on the engine. I'll be right back. All right, guys. We're close. I don't think we're quite there. We're at 98.93, so we're really close. 99, on our way up. So everything is looking good. I saw something the other day. Let me see if this actually works. It didn't actually work. Let's see. Let's get off to the side. Ouch. Quit it. Did that do anything? Yeah, did you see it kind of like picked it up? I saw something the other day where it was like spinning it around and throwing it. Like that thing got, one of them got tossed over here. Who knows where the other one went? Oh, wait a minute. Both of them letting it up over here? What's going on? Why can't I pick that up? That's interesting. It seems to have made it something strange out of it. Okay. Why don't I have a sword anymore? Did I break it? No, it's right there. Okay. Sorry. Random stuff. Okay, so... Oh, there's one. That's why. It thinks it's down there because I think I only had 3. Anyway, 101. Right, so we're good. Whoops. Give me those. I think we're good. I think we're good. So the question is, can it keep up with the system? Now this is totally useless. I come up, out, and then down. This is just a way for me to check the voltage here. Once I cover all this up, this will be the only exposed wire. I mean, it isn't necessary. I just thought it kind of looked cool. So I might actually, like, I don't know. I kind of think it looks somewhat neat, but I might just run all of that under. Anyway, so we're still looking good here. It's going to be down to like 0 amps pretty soon because it's going to be normalized, and then we'll see what happens over here. And then I would like to bring those machines over. So if this starts to look like it's going to work, I'm going to bring the other machines over and try to get those running so I can show you guys that. Yeah, we're doing good. Not a lot of watts until I turn this thing on. Bam. And then it's going to be pulling a ton of watts, and they're going to climb pretty quick. I think it's going to stay about the same, would be my guess. I think it can pull up to 30,000. If I'm thinking about this right, 30,000 would be the equivalent of the 30 Minecraft joules per second or whatever it is. I don't think it's per tick. Well, maybe it is per tick. Oh, crap. What's going on? Why can't you utilize... Oh, you don't have anything in there. Crap, crap, crap. Turn it off. Well, let's see. Do I have any cobblestone? I don't have any cobblestone. Turn the system off. It's going to blow up that thing. Okay, let's go get some cobblestone. I'll be right back. All right, I think I'm out of netherrack, so I am going to just go with cobblestone anyway. Put that in there. That thing should do its thing, and then we can turn this back on. Let's see. So this should be pulling, yeah, it's pulling the 20,000 max, and it's going down, but that's because the motor just started. But yeah, it pulls the 20 Minecraft joules when it's above 75%, I think, and then you can see it slowly going down when it gets below that. And it uses a lot for the cobblestone, but it's actually going pretty quick. So the question is this going to stop and start going the other direction? That's my hope. Let's see what happens. It might not. Yeah, this is still going up though. And the volts are stabilized at 96. That would be amazing. Still going up. Oh, that would be so awesome. But I doubt it. Okay, so it is. It's turned around now. Well, that's because it's not, doesn't have enough yet. I think it gets to 16,000. Yep. 16,000 is where it starts processing. No? 20,000 maybe? I think it's 20,000. Right there. Yep. So it takes 20,000 versus 8,000 for netherrack, which we're going to have to rectify that situation. But it's still going down because it's pulling so much power that we're never going to be able to keep up with that. But can we keep up with like a median? I wonder. Okay, so this thing is, well, it's still around 93. Going down though. So I guess what I'm going to do is let this thing do its thing for a little bit and kind of see where it stabilizes. I'll bring those machines over and then we'll end up the episode with that. All right, guys, I'm back. And I think the more I think about it, the more I think that it's sitting at around 80. Well, it seems like it's going down. But anyway, around 80 it seems like is where the system stabilizes, if I'm thinking correctly, because I think 80 is where the batteries start discharging, the battery boxes, and then that's where the system stabilizes. I don't know if that's entirely true or not, but anyway, the problem is that this thing can just pull so much energy, basically as much as it needs, and I'm not exactly sure what to expect, but let's hook this thing up. We're getting a good amount of energy right now because it's cranking through that. This thing's already up to 450,000 EU, which is pretty good. So let's see. These are empty. At least this one is. This one might not be. Not quite. Let's see what this does. This is a long episode. I apologize, but hopefully it was worth it. And plus, I also wanted to say, I know that a lot of you guys have, have given me feedback that I have not been able to implement because I started this video before the other one was even uploaded. So I apologize for that. And I want to let you know that I'm not ignoring you, but it just is what it is. So this is still awfully slow to me. I don't know if it's something about the amount of power that it can take or if it's just that this other thing is pulling so much energy. Let's try getting rid of this for a second. Does that change the fortunes over here? Not too much. It's interesting. It doesn't really... I guess it is climbing and processing at the same time, so it's doing, yeah, it seems to be doing a little bit better. I feel like once we get another engine, I'm really tempted to throw another engine on the system and just see what happens, because I really don't know what to expect from that. But I think we'll save that for next time. I want to let it normalize, just kind of see what I'm dealing with. Yeah, now it's down around 75 pretty consistently, so it's interesting. But you know what? If this is going to work, and at least kind of, then I will put some effort into, I'll make an investment in another windmill or more. Those seem to be totally stopped. I don't know if that's brake stoppage or... Let me go check. No, it wasn't the brakes because the batteries aren't full. I had to sleep real quick because there's all kinds of mean things around. But yeah, anyway. Okay, so again, pardon me if you've already given me feedback, and then if things that I've done here go against the feedback you've given me, that's because I didn't get the feedback yet, and once I get it, I'm sure I will be thinking, oh crap, I should have done that. So I will do it next time. So anyway, when this one does come out, which will be shortly after, probably the day after you saw the last one, yeah, please let me know what I'm doing wrong and right, and should I put up another one of these things? Is it worth the investment? Am I going the right direction? I mean, I've spent so much time and resources now on this that I feel like I got to keep going until I get it. Plus, it's just fun. It's fun to learn about the way this stuff is working. It's given me a lot of real life information that I didn't have before. So anyway, thanks for watching, guys. Give me your comments, please. I will respond to each and every one. Follow me on Twitter, MinecraftOTB. tell your friends, and we'll talk to you guys next time.